Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. While we've certainly mentioned the ship's nicknames in other videos, I don't believe we've ever specifically done a video on nicknames, and we recently had some questions about it, so here we are. First off, I am in the center of what once was one of the ship's swimming pools. We've talked about this a lot in the past. 1968, the ship's World War II era 40mm anti-aircraft guns are removed, and their gun tubs, of which you can still see a third of this one, were left in place. These would form a perfect circle about 4 feet high and 18 foot in diameter. We're right outside of the captain's cabin. Some people even refer to this as the captain's veranda deck or the promenade deck or something like that. People with cruise ship terminology. Really is analogous to the captain's porch, though. So there was a tub on each side. He had them both filled with water and turned into swimming pools. In his mind, the swimming pool also was supposed to be blue on the inside, so they painted this like powder blue color. No idea where they got the paint. It didn't seem like a federal paint shade to me. But planes flying overhead then gave the ship the nickname Old Blue Eyes or Baby Blue Eyes. And I believe those are references to Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, of course, is from the state of New Jersey, and New Jersey is the only ship with these permanent swimming pools and the only one with those blue dots, so very easy aerial recognition. I've even heard rumors, and this is the ship's crew telling the story, so it may just be scuttlebutt or made up stuff, or it may be accurate, but the ship's crew talked about how when we were overflown by Soviet aircraft, they didn't know what they were and thought it was some new Western sensor weapon system or whatever. And so they put a lot of effort into researching what the big blue dots on the battleship could have been for. So whether it was American or Soviet aircraft, everybody recognized Old Blue Eyes. Another nickname that the battleship had, and I'm saving the famous ones for the end, was Heavy Hitter. Heavy Hitter was actually a radio call sign used by this ship at various times during the Vietnam War in particular. She, of course, earns this nickname because of the guns here. She's dropping the heaviest artillery shells we have on Vietnam. And so she's operating under the radio call sign Heavy Hitter. Radio call signs are a little bit different from nicknames. Typically, they're rubbish, and they change frequently, and it's so that the enemy can't tell what the actual unit is. So, for example, during World War II, one of our many radio call signs, but the one that's been preserved in this diagram of the fleet that shows all the call signs, was Werewolf. The battleships always tend to get really cool call signs. Another call sign that the ship had in the 80s was Onrush. Again, these change all the time. There's oftentimes nonsense, and it's just so instead of saying Battleship New Jersey over the radio so people know what the ship is that's there. So Heavy Hitter was one of those that was very famous during the Vietnam War, so much so that that sort of became a nickname of the battleship. They just started referring to themselves as Heavy Hitter because nobody else was throwing shells like these around. Interestingly, even though the Vietnam War was our shortest commission period, it probably saw the most nicknames. Battleship New Jersey also received the nickname of the New Jersey Hilton because we were taking troops from ashore, usually Marines, on board and giving them hot meals and air-conditioned beds to sleep in and showers and things like that on a rotating basis. So Captain Snyder started referring to it as Operation Hilton, and the crew started referring to the ship as the New Jersey Hilton. A much better place to stay than the Hanoi Hilton, I'm told. Another nickname from the Vietnam War was New Jersey International Airport. The crew actually stenciled that on the fantail in 1969 because we were getting so many helicopter flights coming out to the ship, whether it was VIPs who just wanted to see the ship or medevacs and other military flights coming out, or even vertical replenishment helicopters delivering supplies. So for various reasons, the ship's flight deck was always in use. And so the crew personalized it with New Jersey International. And some of them even started to refer to the ship as that. By far, our most famous nicknames, and the ones that stick with the ship throughout her whole career, date back to the very beginning. The first nickname that the ship received, of course, is Black Dragon. She received this because of the Measure 21 camouflage scheme that the ship was painted in. That is dark blue overall. If you visit Battleship Texas, she is in the same camouflage scheme, Measure 21. None of the other 3 Iowas ever got that scheme, only New Jersey. The Navy chose dark blue because dark black is actually reflective. It'll bounce light back, but navy blue does not. However, from any sort of distance, it still looks black. It was pretty good for obscuring the ship from aerial observation, which was the big concern at that point in the war, and also for night actions, which of course we had learned that the Japanese favor nighttime actions. So many ships, but not all, were painted with that scheme, and it made them look black. And of course, when New Jersey fires her 16-inch guns, it looks like she's breathing fire. You've seen all the pictures of just the fireball shooting out of the ship's guns. Imagine that at nighttime or early dawn when you're starting an island bombardment. It's pitch black all around you, and all of a sudden the guns go off and just illuminate the ship for a brief second until the propellant has burned itself out. It looked like a fire-breathing dragon, so the crew called her the Black Dragon, and that nickname stuck around throughout her whole career, because even though she only wore that dark blue camouflage scheme for about a year, she breathed fire for her entire career. Then, of course, the final nickname is perhaps the most obvious and doesn't really have any meaning to it, the Big J. Jersey, of course, starts with a J. She's not exactly small and subtle, so her crew affectionately referred to her as the Big J. What are some other nicknames you guys have heard about ships? Are you aware of any other nicknames for New Jersey or any other radio call signs that the ship used? Let us know in the comment section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate the support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to donate to allow us to continue making these videos. You can also support the museum and our channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find out about us. Thanks for watching.